All right, it's bourbonblog.com, Cigar Saturday. I'm Tom Fischer. Matty Rock joining us from Sanj's there in New Jersey. What's happening, Matty?
I am indeed. I am joining us from Sanj's, but oddly enough, we've been kind of hinting at it. This is going to be a special edition because while I'm holding down the fort here in Bloomfield, New Jersey, at Sanj's Smoke Shop, Sanj is at the location somewhere in the Dominican Republic with
Oh,
Mr. Chico Rivas. So
so
put your hands together for a very
special
special.
international edition tonight. Let me bring them on. It's Chico and Sanj and another special guest. How's it going, guys?
How are you? How are you, Tom?
And it's
Thank you for having
Mario too.
us.
What's happening, Mario?
Good, good, good.
You guys, whereabouts are you all?
We are in Santiago.
We're in Santiago at Chico's house, and
Wow.
we just came back. Today's our final night. Our flight is about 5 a.m. So we just got COVID clearance and everything, and having a great time. And Chico's stuff, Mario's going to translate whatever needs to be done. So Chico, as everyone knows, Chico is very big in the industry. In my opinion, I always said it. Chico's got to be, those who don't know Chico, Chico's got to be probably the top five master blenders, dead or alive, period. And that's all is to it. And, I mean, listen, even we decide to work with him. That was one common goal here was I do everything for 30 years for passion and love. And Chico, when we spoke and we met, and 2.5 years ago, one question I asked him, and I says, "Why are you doing what you're doing?" And his simple answer, right, that kind of took me by surprise. And I says, "You know what? If I was in Chico's body, that would be the answer I would have given." And his simple answer was that he wants to see he's doing it for first of all, most important, that's his love and that's a passion. And the third thing that he said, and it's identical, everyone who knows me knows that I'm a very generous guy, right? And I always do things for others and helps others. So Chico's third answer was, he says, most importantly, he says, I want to see people of my country and people that work for him have employment and have it's like he says it's like my family. And he says, I want to make sure that my country's name you know goes further. And it just took me back, and I said, listen, who's better than to work with Chico? And we talked for over so this project is nothing that was born yesterday. We're not one of those gimmicky guys that got out and put a fancy name on a cigar and say, okay, fuck it, it's made by Chico and sells itself. No, this blend is in a process for more than 2.5 years.
Wow.
Cigars are made almost a year ago, and what Maddie I see is smoking the Lancero.
I got it too.
Yes, yes, and
So
you too.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Just
and
look. And we
yeah,
talk about it all the time. Now, getting a
yeah.
Lancero, and all of the gals and guys out there that are cigar smokers know, to get a Lancero, not only that pulls correctly, but burns correctly, is not an easy undertaking. And I can promise you of that. There's a couple in the industry that I smoke over the years. Jose Blanco has made one. Drew Estate has had the L40, which is it. There's not many that always have a consistent draw. Now, to be honest, I've smoked because I love them, probably 15 to 16 of these already. I have
Yeah.
not had any issue plugging. I have not had any construction issue, and I have not had a burn issue.
So this morning we were at the factory, right? I mean, last 3 days we spend morning to night, at factory, and then go out to dinner or whatever. But we're gonna post everything, right? So what every single cigar, Tom and Maddie, is put on a digital scale. Every Lancero weighs 12, 11.9, 12.1, and we went through almost 200 random Lancero, and they all weigh identical. So anything had maybe 5 point or 6 point less or more, that cigar got discarded. So every single cigar that Chico's making is weighed, Robusto, Toro, and Lancero. So it's great. And then, today we came up with a great idea and the packaging that we decided. So we're not going to say Robusto. We're not going to say Lancero. We're not going to say it. We came up with a very simple, and that credit goes to, all of us, Mario, Chico, and most importantly, Rolla, because she was, all day, all night online, whatever Mario printed or came out, we send it to Rolla, and Rolla would do it. And then we came up with a great idea. So first we wanted to put it on a box that says love plus passion equals SP1014. And then that didn't sound, so we just came out with a great simple name. And then we didn't want to say actual sizes. We wanted to do something a little different. So we came out on a box. This is going to say, the band is a band. And underneath is going to say love, small letter, N, passion, 740, love and passion, 652. I'm sorry, 650, and love and passion, 552. Very simple, very classy, and it matches. And I want to get, it's like I always say, Mario's with me. Whole project started, as Matty and Tom. Anything we do, family first, and that's where we operate. And today Chico decided to name the company after us. He says, this is your company, you call it. And Mario's poor guy, stayed up 2, 3, 4 in the morning working. Yesterday I felt so bad for him. He was in the office all day from morning to night because we had to finish everything that we needed, and he did it.
Don't feel bad. I just saw somebody couriered his bill under your door. It's pretty lofty.
That's all right. And
right, I saw it was a good move, Mario.
Yeah, that's all right. Whatever you need, what's mine is yours, brother. So Mario did his magic, and we're very happy with it. I'm happy with it. Chico's happy with it.
Oh, yeah.
Rola's happy with it. Because now also the European market, the buzz on these cigars, whatever Rola give out to professional people, right?
Right.
They all want these cigars. They cannot believe how good these cigars are, and it's amazing. And you see the reviews. You see the reviews that
thing I
they
did
wrote.
from Sanj. I poked an itty bitty, little tiny hole in this. Again, try to do this on another Lancero. So you're seeing it. There's no bullshit. It's not just talking about something. Look at this. This is real deal stuff.
So, everything that we needed to do is done. Next thing is, we want to rock and roll. And Chico today gave us a great idea. Fuck it, I'm going to say it, Mario. So everyone knows January 7th is our anniversary, right? So this year we're going to plan to do a big party. But we're launching the SP1014 in January 7th. So Chico surprised me, and he says it would be honor for him to be there. He's going to roll the cigars and put the bands there for all our guests, and it's all on us. Wow. And every penny that comes that day, whatever we sell, is going to Chico's favorite charity. And that's the beginning of a good relationship, right? So I'm gonna bring Chico in. He's gonna talk in Spanish, but we got Mario who's gonna explain everything.
All right.
So I'm gonna say, Mario, tell Chico to say a little bit something about this project and him. And here's my Chico.
Yeah, same. Chico and Mario.
Cuando Sam me dio el proyecto para hacer la liga, yo me sentí muy orgulloso, pero estaba un poco oxidado en ligas. Entonces, cuando Sam me dio el proyecto, ya yo comprendí lo que Sam quería, con los lanceros, con el toro y con el robusto. Entonces, hice la liga y se la mandé a Sam. Y cuando lo fumamos, nos quedamos locos los dos con el cigarro. Todavía falta un tiempecito, pero aquí a enero el cigarro va a estar perfecto.
He's stating, guys, that when Sanj came to him with the project, he said first and foremost, he felt very proud, very honored. Sanj told him what he wanted, what blend he wanted, and he says he was overwhelmed because of the constant blending and the experimenting he's doing. He said, but he knew exactly what Sanj wanted. He says, there's some small tweaks that need to be done. He says, but The cigars will be ready. He says a little more aging needs to take place. He says, but the cigars will be ready for the January 7th debut.
Son tabacos de 4, 3 y 2 años. Entonces, combinado de diferentes fincas, el mismo corojo, todo por diferentes áreas de finca. Entonces, cuando tú combinas, te das diferentes sabores. Por eso el cigarro tan cremoso. Porque no es un blend solamente de una sola liga, sino son un blend de 3 fincas diferentes. Y con el capote y la capa son 5 fincas diferentes. Entonces, pues es un blend.
So he's stating that the tobacco that was used to make up the blends were tobaccos that were 4, 3, and 2 years old, all Corojo, but from the 3 different farms. That's why the cigar has such a creaminess to it. And then he says the wrapper is 5 years old, also used from various different farms.
Puro Dominicana, see?
Puro Dominicano.
Puro Dominicano.
Yeah, 100%. 100% Puro Dominicano, as Matty Rock said. I love the translation, Matty. I love the accent.
It did perfect.
Hey, what do you want, man? I'm a Belgian from New York. This is what you get. Mario, cállate, okay?
Dile que yo siempre he trabajado en todas mis ligas. 10% yo me hago genérico de todas mis ligas. Todos mis puros son 100% dominicanos.
He says in the years that he has blending, only 10% of his blends are Connecticut, and the rest, the 90%, are all pure Dominican blends.
And for everybody out there, whenever you're doing something, it's a puro with all Dominican tobaccos. I could very much tell you it's a big deal, and Sanj and Chico can explain to you the process in that, and really just how amazing those tobaccos are going to be. They can insinuate on that a little bit more when you're actually getting the entirely, one origin cigar. It's a big deal.
That is a big deal. What they're doing is so special. And again, if you're just joining us, it's Master Blender Chico Rivas and also Sanj Patel and our good friend Mario, who's interpreting and who's joining them, doing some great art there. So much happening. And they're talking about these new cigars. And the newest one will be out January 7th.
Yes, correct. That's for the anniversary, 30 years of Sanj's Smoke Shop. 30-year anniversary.
All right. Oh, man, what a good time. So that'll be very exciting. And again, this is Chris Duque. Thanks, Duque, for watching us.
Oh, my man.
When
Ohana.
Yes, when they are released, where can they be found? Where can they get them?
Hey, brother Chris, hope everything's well. When I come back, I actually have your address. I'm mailing you out samples and stuff. So don't forget, I forgot about you. Just been busy trying to do so much in so little time. But you have samples coming. So the way we're gonna do it, right, is the distribution that we're gonna do it. Because it's a limited production, we're only looking to do 250,000 cigars per size. So actually, if you break it down, it's only not much of a cigar. People say, oh, that's 750,000 cigars. But our plan is to, what I always believed and what I always have done. Anybody knows me knows that we always done stuff at MSRP. And, we never price gouge anything. And I believe in true brick and mortar shops. And we want to do no more than 100 shops. So if you break down the math, US wide, if you break down the math, that's 2,500 cigars per shop annually, which is nothing per state, which is nothing, right? So why such a small number? That's because we don't want to be a pigs. We don't want to. My passion and Chico's passion is we're going to give you. And also, by the way, the cigars are the way it's the pricing is, it's a 30-year-old pricing. So we started a project called Kill the Industry Project, right? So every podcast I do, every, interviews I have done, and they always ask me, why is all these prices going up? And, I cannot explain to them. There should be no apparent reason why this, every time we get an invoice at the shop, if you don't look, it's 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents. Some fucking cigar just went up from 4 months to yesterday. Last week before I came, I got the shipment and it has gone up $3 per cigar. Why? No explanation. So what we're doing is the same process that we did in 1992 to all the way until 2007. 2008, that's when we really stopped making the SP 1014s because the tobacco didn't age. And now what we're doing is same pricing from 1992 with the same concept. So Robusto MSRP is going to be at $8. Toro is at $8.50 and Lancero is at $9. And it's a Dominican puro. Look at the way Matty's cigar burning. Every single cigar that people have smoked and every single cigar that we have sent out over 2,000 samples to, all over the world. And, so we have two projects. One's going to be European project and one's going to be US project. And all that just to prove a point that, hey, if he can do it and give you top quality tobacco, I mean, look at the age on the wrapper, 5 years. Go find me one cigar today. It never happened. Look at the burn. You'll never happen. Every single cigar is weighed. Every single cigar is draw tested. Every single, it's the detail. So we cannot produce more than that. I do not want to lose the sight becoming mass production person, right? And, we're going to give them everything. And now the other cigar is called Kill the Industry. That cigar in 1998, we were selling it for $6. Guess what, Tom? It's still going to be $6.
Wow.
$6.52, draw tested. There's a lot of weight on those cigars. That's the one you smoked a couple episodes ago.
Right.
And that cigar retail is going to be $6. And we just decided today, Chico has some phenomenal old Connecticut shade tobacco. And so before we only had the Maduro and Habano, and now we're going to add Connecticut. It's one size, all $6 across the board. Same principle. Every single cigar is going to weigh identical. Every single cigar is going to have a draw tested and the traditional pigtail. So SP 1014 has a traditional pigtail. The industry killer is going to have, like modified pigtail. Almost looks like a fucking man bun, So that's how it's going to be. And, listen, this is all for fun. And this is all, his passion, my passion. And we want to bring people tremendous cigar for price that you cannot believe. So also a lot of media, the social media and podcast people raised the question. And Eric and Amy, as you know, both of you know, they have a TLE podcast, and they said, hey, you may not have a lot of people buy this cigar simply because it's $8 and under $9 cigar. And my answer to them was, you can't smoke the box, you can't smoke the band. If the cigar, there are a lot of people who smoke for a long time. They know there are fancy bands, but garbage cigar. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to give you the best cigar. And so far, we're very proud of it. I'm proud of Chico. Guy gave his heart and soul. And if people don't understand, and if they say, hey, this cigar is $6 to $9 and they don't try it, shame on them. They're not cigar smokers. If you're a connoisseur and you enjoy tobacco, then it shouldn't matter to you what the cigar cost is. And that's our thing. And, again, if label chasers don't buy our cigar, no fucking care. We don't care. We want to put cigars into people's hand that really enjoy cigars. I'm not here to say, hey, try this cigar. This is better than this or better than that. No, we're our own people and we have our own identity and we're going to create our own mark. And I have done it before and I'm going to do it again. Before I was alone. Now we have Chico on us by our side. And, and it's a tremendous collaboration. And if people don't understand, oh, by the way, Matty, terrible news came. And this is fucked up. And me, I don't give a fuck. Some scumbag manufacturers went to Chico and said, you shouldn't make Sanj's cigars.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So we've had this joke already before. So they go, who the fuck is Sanj? Why would you want to make a cigar with him? And that's kind of the point. It was like, well, obviously you do know who he is because you said it. And if it
you said it,
you wouldn't have said it.
So our thing is, so you know, the most hated retailer for selling MSRP. Now we're gonna be fucking most hated manufacturers. People don't like Chico. By the way, Chico's reputation and my reputation is identical. He's in that business, you know, and that's all he's to it. And say, you know what? Fuck you. We're gonna make our own mark, and that's all he's to it. And you know, we have great support, and people know us. And you know, Erica's podcast, so many people ordered it, so many people wanted it, and we agreed to. Anybody listens to their Erica and Amy's podcast, we will personally ship it to them. You know, and by then, whatever state, if we have a retail account in those states, then we're gonna tell them that this is our retail partner, and you know, you could deal with them. And we're doing something, you know, that we're gonna give 25-mile guarantee. You know, so if you're our first account, and if any shop opens up within 25 miles of radius, they're not going to get it. And that's our guarantee. So everything that industry is doing today, hoard their product out, selling at fucking liquor store, convenience stores, you know, we're not going to do it. We want our cigars. If you're selling vape, if you're selling cigarettes, if you're selling hookah, most likely we don't want our product in your shop. And, you know, we're not being, you know, rude or anything, but that's just the whole idea of, you know, whole concept, you know. And we don't want to sell cigars to a shop that says, oh, because it's Chico Rivas involved in it. And as everyone knows, Chico's name is very big, and that's all there's to it. And what you're getting for $9, the combined experience and the know-how of, you know, blending and doing tobacco for all his life, you're not going to get $9 cigar, and that's the most expensive cigar. And that's what it is. So, you know, again, our market's going to be limited, and I guarantee you, anybody tries these cigars and they smokers, they're not going to believe it what they're getting for $9, $8. They are not going to believe it. And you know, European market, all the high level people, I'm not going to mention name, Matty, you know, Tom, you know who we're talking about. They want to collaborate with us already, and we don't even have a foot on the ground. And you know, we're working on it, and that's why we did the 2 bands. And you know, when things gets rolling, that's what it's gonna get rolling. So I'm gonna put Chico, and enough about me, because you know I'm a jerk. Nobody wants to listen to me, but that's what it is. So here's Chico and Mario.
All right, Chico.
What questions do you have for Chico? He's more than glad to answer them for you.
What do we
Ladies,
have, Matty?
anything that you want to ask Chico about either the blend or the process or the tobacco itself, just shoot your question below.
I would say with this one that's going to be coming up, Mario and Chico, you know, what are the flavors that he's hoping to get, and what does he want people to experience on this new one?
Con cigarro que va a lanzar en enero, ¿qué sabores esperan la gente cuando vayan a lanzar?
Un cigarro muy habano, muy cubano, con mucho sabor y cremosidad. Y fortalezas 5 o 6 media.
He says the flavors you're going to get from the cigars that are launching in January, very Habano-like, very Cuban-like, with the strength of a 5 or a 6, and very creamy.
Ooh, nice. Sounds really good.
Okay, not a question, but a
he said,
he
also wanted me to add in that it's going to be very chocolatey in the back end.
Oh, wonderful.
So I just got a text from a person who will remain nameless, because we did say online, but are all 3 of the sizes going to be comparable blend?
Que si los 3 tamaños que van a lanzar, si van a tener los mismos sabores o similares.
Eso, mira, porque se parece bastante, porque se está usando lo mismo corojo con diferentes fincas y diferentes ligas. Son muy parecidos los 3.
So he says all 3 of them are going to be very similar because you're using the same farms and the same blends.
But I think the diameter, you know, Lancero, the length of Lancero, gauge of a Lancero is going to vary versus Robusto and Toro, because Robusto, again, these are all classic traditional sizes that we decided to do. So our 52 is basically original 52. So, you know, in reality, if you feel it, it may look like somewhere from 50, you know, 50 ring gauge. Also, the Toro is only 6x50 and the Robusto is 6x52. But these are traditional sizes. So even if you look at the Lancero in your hand, a lot of people make, Lancero 6x32, 6x36, 6x38. But the reason we chose that size, because I think with us smoking and trying, that was a perfect blend for me. And again, this is Chico's side and my side, and this is what we decided. And we're not just putting cigars out in the market. We do not have that, concept in mind like everybody else, right? All of a sudden, every jerk off is a fucking expert at making cigars. No, there's a lot of research I put into it, and there is a lot of time invested in it. And again, what we are doing in 2022 is basically telling every cigar industry, go fuck yourself. And that's our goal, and that's what we're going to prove it. And anybody has an issue with that, try it and then tell us. Don't talk shit if you never tried that cigar. Don't take it. Listen, Rolla just wrote a review, and there are so many people we send the samples out to. We send our social media. They tagged us, and they cannot believe. I mean, these are connoisseurs of connoisseurs that I will go to advice and say, hey, can you tell me something about this? And they have wrote reviews about the cigars that people cannot believe it. We don't have a single cigar to sell right now, and there's about 1,300 boxes orders we have.
So incredible what you all are doing, Sanj. And
again, listen, and this is when the industry found out that I was in DR. Chico got so many calls, I got so many calls, and somebody told Chico, he says, I've been trying to get Sanj to go to DR for 30 years. He said, how did you maneuver it? Simple. The love was there. The cigars that we were looking for there. The quality was there. The construction was there. Everything we were looking for, Chico's got it. The factory. Listen, we did a dinner tonight. It's never been done before, right? In this industry. And I asked Chico, and we did it as a surprise, nothing to tell anyone. So yesterday we announced it. I told Yamil, who runs a factory for him, and I says, tell everyone that we're going out to dinner. And in a way back, I felt like this is family. And I told every single one of them, I said, you're going to work at Chico's factory. You're going to work as a family. You have any issues, you're going to come to us. And Chico's been doing that before Chico even met me. So how great is that? What industry does that? And we all sat, we took them out to a restaurant. Some people, Chico told us they've never been to a restaurant. And every single one, the experience was so humbling that, and I told them, I says, you had Chico as a father, now you all got a brother, at Sanj as a brother. And this is all going to work as a family. We want to see every single employee that we have, be somebody, have something. And that's our goal, And again, listen, this is not for commercial purposes. This is for true passion and love, and that's all is to it. And if people support it, they're going to support a lot of other causes as well with it, and that's our goal. I mean, and Chico's one of those guys. I mean, I wish he understood what I'm saying, but Chico's one of those guys. Again, I said it earlier, it was a mirror image. Every question, if you was to ask me a question, 3 questions, the way Chico answered it, if I felt like somebody's asking me the same question and I'm answering. So like the chemistry's there, right? And the know-how is there. And to us, I mean, listen, this could have been a better, and again, listen, people said 30 years. No, a lot of other people made cigars for us and all that. But we didn't come out into anything because, as you know, there are a lot of new companies. It's all garbage product. I couldn't put my name on it. So when I found Chico, I said, SP is going to reborn again, and that's what we did. And and so people have to understand, if we were just doing something for commercial reasons, I would have never stopped in 1998 making cigars. We stopped because we didn't have tobacco that we wanted to age the way we wanted to age, right? So we stopped. We could have been like scumbag of like 99.999% of the companies that doing it. They putting garbage out, and knowingly they putting garbage out, right? Here, that's not going to happen. We want to give you $20 cigar for $9, and that's our goal. And there is nothing more. And I want to see Chico's factory and every employee have what we have, you know. And that's all there's to it. And you know, it was. I'm not an emotional guy, right? You know, but today I felt like I knew these people at the factory, and the way they treated me and Mario throughout this hour stay, you know, it was like unbelievable. And I'm like, wow, you know. And these people, like, they don't have much, but the love that they give us, no money could have bought it. And I'm extremely, extremely, extremely happy. And I think this is probably one of the best decisions of my life that I made, to work with Chico Rivas. And we're gonna make things happen. We're gonna make things different. We're gonna change. We're not here to change anything. We want to change the people's perception and say, hey, can you get a great cigar for $9, $8, $6? Absolutely, yes. And you know what? When you smoke it, you'll see it. And another thing that we're doing, 1992, our cigars, until today, there is no cigar company exists that had a guarantee certificate in it. So what does that mean? From 1992 to 2008, if you purchase a box of SP1014, had a guarantee in it. If you purchase that box from us, at that time, we didn't sell it to anyone because we were selling out fast, right? If same warranty is going to exist in this SP1014s and even Industry Killer, $6 cigar. So what is that warranty? If you purchase a box from any of our partner retailers, right? And if you have a single cigar that has a plug, return the whole box. Whatever you smoked, if you smoke 19 cigars out of 25, guess what? You're going to get your full money back or exchange your box, no questions asked. When can somebody do that? When they know what they're doing. Go find me one motherfucking company that's selling cigars for $30, $40, $50 and offer you that. They can do it because they know that they handing out garbage with the fancy box and fancy label. So that's our goal, you know, and we're going to continue that. And we will do it, and it's done. So that's it. Chico's going to explain the rest.
Very good. Very good.
What questions do you have for him, guys?
I think there was a question. Well, someone, and thank you, Sanj, for all that. I think we're already starting the conversations have already been started about how great these cigars are, just to load, you know. And then when you look at the value, that's something else. What conversations does Chico hope this starts in the industry?
¿Qué conversación usted tiene esperanza que esto comience en la industria?
Bueno, que todo el mundo entienda que el cigarro no es por los precios, que sean buenos o juanilla, sino que disfruten un buen cigarro natural, sin nada de químico.
He says what he hopes to get out of this whole experience and project is that people understand this is not about pricing or money, but to enjoy a great cigar done 100% natural and zero chemicals in it.
Very nice. Very nice. It's beautiful. These are great. And I'm not sure, we may have asked Chico last year, what kind of beverage does he like pairing with cigars he makes? Does he like rum, whiskey, coffees? What does he like to pair with them?
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Chico is Dominican. You give them alcohol, no matter what, they fucking love it.
Ay, Dios mío, habla muy merlo, Sancho.
Con ron, un ron bien añejo o con coñac.
He says either a very well-aged rum or cognac.
Oh, nice. I like good cognacs and rums. I'm actually having a little rum with this Lancero right now. I'm having a little Blackwell rum here.
Cigar se está manso con calendario un brandy.
On Reserva Coca-Cola de Cafe.
He says, Matty, if you was to smoke that cigar that you're smoking right now with a little bit of brandy with a touch of cinnamon, he says it will blow you out of this world.
Oh, it'll open
Nice.
up because the natural sweetness that you already have in this.
Yeah.
This is another reason why I like Lanceros. So you really get to taste the
Yeah.
quality of the wrapper, right?
And
When you
Matty,
smoke a
what
Lancero,
do you
because
think about that cigar? Be honest with us.
what do I think?
Yeah,
I smoke them every time you see me lately. What am I smoking? And
absolutely.
and here's the best part of it.
And the
I
funny
like
thing
the
is,
other two sizes, but I'm true to myself. This Lancero will be constantly part of my rotation. And I have a pretty big rotation of cigars. This has to be in it because, like I said, not only the way it burns, not only the construction, the taste, like I said, you really get to taste that wrapper. You are tasting the age on this wrapper and that natural sweetness and like that little hint. I guess it's a hint of raisin. That's how sweet this is.
yeah.
And I think, Tom, with what you're drinking with that rum, you're tasting
the rum, it's so nice. It's the sweetness.
So,
Nice.
so it changes. Actually, Rolla did a review of, it's like 4 pages long, and she did a professional review, just like, you know, they do it, you know, and I can't mention it, who she was working for and stuff, but she did a review, she sent us a review, and she hit it spot on. And I had to, when she sent us a review yesterday, everything, so I had to, you know, wonder, like, this fucking, she's talking to Chico behind my back and, you know, asking Chico, but, you know, again, she's a professional, her palate is phenomenal, and, you know, we're proud of it. And every cigar, Robusto, Toro, Lancero, even the industry killer, it changes, and the way cigars should be. You know, I don't like saying, I always said it in your show, I don't like one-directional cigars, right? So this cigar changes, and it just, listen,
Yeah,
if I nobody buys my cigars, we have plenty to smoke. That's all there's to it.
That's right. No, it is so good. I'm enjoying it. I've enjoyed all of yours.
Look, I just ashed it with purpose. Look, comes right back, and I can trust you again. You come down in some of these Lanceros, it's canoeing. The burn is uneven. It's really something. Like I said, when you get this, that's where you see the craftsmanship. That's where you see all the artisan work that's gone into it. That's something for me that's always a go-to to see in a Lancero. What is somebody capable of creating? And masterpiece, straight up.
So how many Lanceros have you smoked so far?
I would say 15 or 16 already. 0 plugs, 0 burn issues, perfect. And for Lanceros, I don't need to tell everybody. I know everybody out there has at least fought with the Lancero.
So let me ask you a simple question. On 15, 16 Lanceros that you smoked, right? Any of them change character? Like it's tasted like it's not the same cigar? All have same character?
No. And that's the most important point. The consistency is there. So when we talk about it, before we talk about, see, a lot of times people just talk about flavor. The consistency of the smoke is incredibly, incredibly important. Said by another master blender they both know well. Even Jose Blanco will tell you, having the proper consistency throughout the batches of cigars you make is infinitely important. And I can tell you, the consistency is absolutely amazing. And we're talking, you know, handmade Lancero. So it's nuts. George, get up there, baby.
And that's why that's another reason we're making limited amount of cigars annually, right? It's because we want to pay attention to it. I do not want to turn into, you know, make million cigars, 2 million cigars. No, we want to control every single cigar. Every single cigar. There is a factory, you know, manager that puts cigar before he puts it in a bunch. He puts every single cigar, sees every hand quality. You'll see the videos tomorrow, by day after I'll post it.
Wonderful.
He goes through, feels it. If any pocket, cigars on the side. If you don't weigh, all our Lanceros on a digital scale weighs, you know, 12.1, 11.9, 12.2, 11.9. And that's extremely, extremely consistent, you know, product for something handmade. And it's incredible. It's time taking. And listen, we're coming. Get ready. If you don't try, shame on you.
And like I said, keep pushing the point. Keep pushing the point on this. A pinch in a Lancero. For most Lancero, I dare you. And you can see the consistency that I've had in the smoke. You can see the consistency in the ash after I've ashed it twice. I dare you on most Lanceros to just pinch a hole and give that a shot. Let let me know what the draw is on that.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
well, yeah. The drawing, that's what is just stunning. John is, and we may have mentioned earlier, John Rios asking about Chico, how long he's been doing this. Maybe a little background. Have him tell the story of how he got into making cigars.
En la industria del tabaco son 38 años.
He's been involved in the cigar industry 38 years now.
So much expertise.
So here's the answer. We did a thing with Chico, and it's his bio right there. So at age of 14, Chico's neighbor, his dad, Chico's dad, who grew tobacco and was in tobacco industry, said to Chico's dad, say, hey, let me take your son to Cuba. He has a lot of potentials. So Chico actually has spent time in Cuba learning about tobacco. Chico's the only guy today, probably, again, top 5 guys in my experience, that you could give him any cigar, he'll break down the fucking blend. Exactly tell you what it is. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Chico was there, right? Smallowitz smoked that cigar, and he said this. Chico broke the whole cigar, reopened it, repacked it, and he said, smoke it now, completely different.
And
Now-
made a mold, by the way, Tom, by hand
Yeah.
with a paper towel.
Wow.
Made a mold by hand with a paper towel. I mean, you're not going to get too much more mastery than that.
Now, and all his life, he's in the tobacco industry. So, I mean, listen, what we have here, Chico, is a master of all masters. And, I don't, hey, this motherfucker don't bow to no one. Here it is. You've seen it. Master.
Que yo tengo experiencia.
El jefe de Chico. Woo!
Yo soy chero también. Soy preparador de tabaco. Soy completo en la área. Y si me dicen en cuál de las dos yo me veo más, soy mejor en las dos. Soy en la fermentación y en la siembra de tabaco.
He says if there's any areas that he knows best are planting, harvesting, and fermentation. Now, if you ask him, out of the 3, which one is his strongest? He's the strongest when it comes to planting tobacco.
Y le quedaron 18 años. Una de las primeras cosechas dominicanas de capa la sembré yo en este país.
He says at the age of 18, one of the very first wrappers ever planted in the Dominican Republic was done by him.
Y tengo la prueba, me mandan la foto que ni sabía que me tenían una.
And he said if anybody's questioning that, he has a photo that they recently sent him that he had no idea they had photographed him at the age of 18 planting tobacco.
Yo no me he mudado a darme a conocer. Nunca me ha gustado que me conozcan como que son un mate blender ni nada por el estilo. Pero la gente sí me sacó fotos, me tiró muchas fotos en toda la fábrica que trabajaba. Y en la fermentación con Leo, ya cuando vine a trabajar con Leo, todo el mundo sabía todo lo que yo sabía.
He says he's never been a guy to be in the limelight, doesn't like to be, taken pictures of, doesn't like to be categorized as a master blender. He just does what he does. His notoriety started coming when he started collaborating with Leo Reyes, which is also an icon here in the Dominican Republic, but he's never been a guy of limelight. Hey, just let me do my job. Give me credit for what I do. I can give 2 craps about being on social media or being taken pictures of. Any pictures that you've seen that have surfaced from him recently or years ago, they were done with him not even knowing.
Soy también el segundo más joven que tiene más ligas escritas, que son 2.640 ligas escritas, preparadas con toda la finca y todo variado en todo totalmente.
He is the youngest master blender that has all the blends that he's ever blended documented. He has a total of 640 blends. What region they came from and what farm they came from. He is the youngest, the second youngest.
Wow. So well done.
Yep, and think of the background. So when you're doing something like that, when you have the agriculture, so you're going to hear things, and Sanj and Chico can explain it even better than I. So when you have a lot of these guys, they're either master blenders or a master roller or on the agricultural side of the tobacco, right? So Chico is the master of all 3. It's very, very rare when you go and look into the history of cigar manufacturers and who's doing it. You get your master blenders, and people forget it. It's blenders, rollers, and agriculturalists, right?
Yeah.
So with Chico, you're getting all three of those. So at the end of the day, you have somebody like that, and then you pair them with someone like Sanj, who's been doing it for 30 years. You have somebody who understands that entire process, right? Because obviously, the fermentation and the agriculture, if you don't have the right tobaccos to begin with, if you don't understand the regions where your tobacco is growing, you don't understand the use for it. I mean, the other two are almost worthless, right? So you have guys that have all three of these together. So when you have that trifecta put together, obviously you're going to make very, very high-end cigars, quality cigars. I keep saying over and over again with that pinch, and I'm going to keep talking about it. You cannot pinch a Lancero, which I've done now 10 out of the 15, 16 smokes I had. You cannot pinch the back and get the draw consistently throughout the smoke where it doesn't canoe, it doesn't go out. You have not seen me relight this cigar once.
So here's the surprise. As Chico's a very extremely humble man. Just like said, he don't care about social media. He enjoys what he's doing. He don't care who knows him, right? But, you know, Cigar Aficionado, I think, came out first issue, I think, in 2005, if I'm not mistaken, right? So since they came out with the #1 cigar of the year, do you know the highest rated cigars, the amount, #1 rated cigar, was blended by no other than my man next to me. There are a lot of #1 cigars that came out in the Cigar Aficionado was blended by Chico. And, you know, it's important. He doesn't think it's an important thing. But I said, no, you have to put yourself out. You have to, not for bragging rights, not for celebrity rights, just so people understand where the product's coming from, you know, and say who's behind it. And that's what it is, you know. A lot of people today, they want to smoke stuff, certain names. And we all know, you know, that it's not what it's telling you. So here you go. For $6, max to $9. If you motherfuckers don't think that that experience and that know-how is worth your fucking $8, keep it. We don't want you. That's the way I feel. Simple. Different approach. Everything's going to be different. We don't have fancy boxes. We don't have fancy bands. We're not doing anything fancy. You can't smoke a fucking box. You can't smoke a fucking cigar. So what the most important thing in that box that's going to come is the cigars itself. And guess what? Mario, turn the camera. Love of this man and know-how of this man that you're going to get for $9 is fucking beyond belief.
Yes.
Best of the best.
Well done. Yes. So, and people are asking down below, Sanj, as you're rolling these out in January, other places, where can they? Is there going to be a place to locate where they can find these? How?
Yeah. So once we get back, that's our second thing, right? So the major thing that we have to tackle is done. Tonight we're leaving. You know, actually tomorrow morning we're gonna leave here, and when we come back Monday, we're on the drawing board and we're gonna tackle the U.S. market. So we have a lot of stuff to, you know, send out samples and stuff. We're gonna send out samples to only shops that we're interested in.
Right.
Right. And so far, like I said, we have about 22 shops called us from other people and say, like, you know, and just because I think it's not because of cigars, because I think they know that is Chico Rivas is involved in it. And that's the reason. But whatever the reason is, hey, there was one shop, we asked him, what do you sell? Because I never heard of that shop. And they're like, oh, we have hookahs, we have vape, and we have some cigars, you know. And I said, sorry, listen, we don't want to be there. Because guess what? The reason we don't want to be there, because shops like that, to me, you're not a tobacconist. You're not. I don't want you to push my cigars. I want you to educate people, educate your consumer that say, hey, here's a fucking $8.50 cigar. And if you're really a smoker, try it. And guess what? That's the kind of merchant, that's the kind of retail partners we want. In my shop, you know, Matty, and everyone that knows me knows that if you came to my shop and I know that it's not your palate, you have 20 cigars on the counter, I said, put this back, put this back, put this back. And that's the same respect that we want. Because again, this is not done for money. This is solely done with the love and passion, just like the fucking box gonna say. And that's all is to it. So we're gonna see by middle of December, we basically gonna have everything, and then we're gonna introduce a site, you know, smokesp1014.com, sp1014.com, and then it's all done, and we're just gonna have all our retail partners there. If anybody's listening from out of state or out of town, you know, and you feel there's a cigar shop, you know, that might be interested in it, by all means, hey, call me at 973-743-0693 and we'll talk. And that's all there's to it. Again, this is going to be in US, only 100 accounts. Door closes after that. And the way we're doing it is that everything in industry that I felt for 30 years as a, you know, inside, looking from inside out, what could have been changed. If the shop, you know, even let's say we took a shop, and for whatever, of course, you know, you could put a great cigar and you just don't have clientele, you're not going to move it. So if you don't have certain amount of clientele and you're not reselling certain amount of cigars, we actually going to pull that account out. We do not want a dead stock. We don't have dead stock to put it in somebody's shop just to say, hey, we got our cigars here. No, we do not want it. We want cigar smokers and connoisseurs to enjoy for a great price. And that's our bottom line. That's it. There is, you know, no one's coming millionaires, no one coming anything, you know. And again, this is exactly the box says, love and passion. That's all is to it. Go ahead, Chico.
Guys, if I may add,
yes, please.
If I may add, as they call him here, if he's not the first or the biggest tobacco distributor in the whole country of the Dominican Republic, then by far he's up there. Leo Reyes, when Leo Reyes was introduced with the SP14 as a sample and he smoked it, the first thing he said is, what is this cigar going to retail at? And they told him the most expensive one's going to be $9. The guy almost flipped over his chair and says, are you crazy? He says this cigar should not retail for any less than $50 a cigar because of the construction and the taste of the actual product.
Tobacco.
The tobacco.
Again, Dominican Puro. I keep stressing that too. Anytime
I'm talking about the one that you guys are about to release, the new one that you referred to.
Yes, correct, Tom.
Wow. Incredible.
Matty, Chico has a personal question for you. He goes, how do you feel about this cigar that's currently in your hand?
¿Cuántas veces han fumado cigarro?
Perfecto.
¿Qué cambio ha encontrado entre los 16 cigarros?
He says, Matty, he says, in the 15 or 16 smokes of the Lanceros that you smoked, have you noticed any changes in each and every one that you've smoked so far?
Every single cigar has had perfect consistency each time and every time, down to the burn. Like I said, burn, draw, consistency, and flavor. So when you can do that with the cigar, I mean, that's mastery, right? So you have everything, all those most important things. And look, you can have some of those cigars that have some of those key factors. But again, and I'll keep talking about the Lancero because it's one of the toughest to make. I think Chico agrees, right? Lancero is the most difficult to create, correct?
El Lancero es uno de los cigarros más difíciles de hacer. Y él dice que de 15 a 16 cigarros que se ha fumado, en el jalar consistente, en la quemadura consistente y el sabor consistente.
El sabor y consistencia de cigarro viene por la zona. Son 3 zonas diferentes con años diferentes. Todo tiene el mismo tabaco, no varía nada. Entonces tiene que saber muy parecido siempre a la misma fumada. Podemos pasar 20 años fumando el cigarro y tiene que saber igual.
He says the reason why the consistency is there is that because the cigars are coming from, it's the same tobacco from 3 different zones, but it's the same tobacco. And he says it's the same leaf, and he says that's why it's so consistent. Even though they're from 3 different zones, but it's the same tobacco.
Consistency is everything. And like I said, in this, you can taste it. Again, you're tasting a lot of wrapper when you have a Lancero. You're smoking that Lancero. You can tell the quality of the wrapper. If you're using a subpar wrapper in the Lancero, you know it, and it's the first thing that you taste, first thing that's the first mouth, everything, and you can tell this is no joke when you have the way that this is made.
Yeah, this is so well.
Si yo tengo una liga y cambio un tabaco por año, un tabaco el que lleva 3 años, lo pongo de 2, el que lleva 2 lo pongo de 1 y uno que sea de medio año, ya no es la misma liga.
He says basically if he changes the combination, let's say a tobacco that's 3 years old, and he switches it to 2, and the tobacco that's 2 years old switches it to 1, and the tobacco that's 1 year old switches it to half a year, he goes, it's no longer the same blend.
Para eso no hay que hacer cigarro, hay que tener pasión y amor por hacer un buen puro.
He says it's not about just making a great cigar. He's basically the main ingredient here, and the code here is, in order to make a great Dominican puro, it all boils down to love and passion.
So well done, guys. It means a lot to have all of you joining us from DR tonight, and congratulations on this project. We're so thrilled that we can't wait to see what's next, and hopefully
there's only one thing that I think is bullshit, Tom. There's one thing, and I'm just saying, Sanj, there's one thing about this project that's kind of bullshit.
Okay.
That you guys are in the Dominican Republic and I'm freezing my cajones off, you bastards. That's bullshit. I'm just saying, if there's any one thing I could bitch you about, it's the icicles on my balls. Thank you.
We're gonna have to go with them next time, man.
Absolutely. Listen, it's the operation in the factory. It's like, have you ever been to car manufacturers' factories? The best factory that I had a time to go to was a Ferrari factory. You could eat off that fucking floor. Guess what? Chico's factory, you could eat off the fucking floor. It's unbelievable.
You know what he's saying, Tom? He's gonna have me down there to sweep the fucking floor.
Listen, Matty, the aging room where Chico has all the cigars, our cigars and tobaccos aging, you open that. It's the smell, the aroma. It's like, oh my God, right? Most people don't understand. They're like, what the hell is that? I wish I could have some perfume expert fucking capture that, and it's just unbelievable. So, tobacco, it's a must. If you ever have 3-4 days, it's a must visit the factory. Unbelievable. And the experience that you will get firsthand is unreal. It's nothing ever like it. And guess what? Man's a master. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yep. Look, I'm getting down to the end of this. As seen per the show, have not relit it once. Still drawing like a champ. Still look at the burn. Says a lot.
Right.
Seeing it live, babies.
No, these are so good. All these are so amazing, Sanj, and they really are some of the best ever. And congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Mario, Chico, Sanj, and everybody who's been watching live on Cigar Saturday tonight. We'll keep on bringing you more news as more are released.
Absolutely.
Cheers, friends. Matty, Sanj, Chico. You guys enjoy your last night there in DR.
Yes. Hey, Tom, listen. I never worked this hard. Get up in the morning, have a breakfast, and fucking at the factory. It's like 120 degrees. Matty, your balls are fucking icicle. Mine's as sweaty as shit.
I'll send you some powder. Shouldn't have left.
I never worked this hard in my life.
We need to be someplace in between with those temperatures, probably.
The fruits of the labor.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
A lot of hard work.
Real. And here we go. See? And that's all there's to it.
Well done, guys.
Salud, mi hermanos. Muchas gracias.
Yes. Cheers. So good to have you back, Chico, Mario, Sanj.
Always a pleasure, Tom.
Looking forward to trying all these, and well done. Keep up the beautiful work, Chico.
All right. Thank you, guys. Be safe out there. Stay warm.
Cheers. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching us tonight.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.